This should be much better. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know still why it says Cranston PD Live, Cranston, Rhode Island Police. Hopefully it does not. Hopefully we'll be able to watch everything. And then we should get going here, because it is a big update. And I want to bring it to you right now. Again, many of you know, last week we have been covering, and whether it's outside the house, there we go. All right. Still not sure. Folks, I'm still learning a little bit about TikTok, and especially TikTok Live, because this should be, it should say, I see that it says Cranston PD Live, but it actually should not say that, because what this really is in fact an update. And I want to, let me just adjust the camera just for a moment. Go up just like that. Good. What this really involves is an update on the missing person case with Anna Walsh. So, good evening, one and all. Please share that you are watching. So, many of you have been following the story regarding the missing mother, Cohasset, Massachusetts. And this afternoon, her husband, Brian, I'll show you some pictures. They did bring down the murder charge. So, this is very, very significant. Again, share that you are watching. He's going to be in court tomorrow. Now, keep in mind, he was, in fact, being held already for violating and not cooperating with police regarding the whole situation regarding the forgery. Here is, in fact, picture. There's Brian Walsh. There's the husband. Here's another booking shot of him. Let me just move that over there. There's Brian Walsh, the husband. Now again, this is the missing mother of three, Anna Walsh, who we've been covering this. Share that you are watching. Again, this was him when he was in fact brought into court initially, and he was arrested for violating the conditions of him being on house arrest. So this is very dramatic now. Here is Anna, and I'm going to tell you what is so significant about this. I want to answer your questions on it. And one of the things about this that is so significant, and again, is they did not find her body. And I'm going to touch on that in just a moment. They have not found her body. However, what is different about this case is this has moved. Nope, they did not find the body. This has moved from a missing persons case to now the husband has been charged with murder. I repeat, this was a missing persons case, and they're not connected. But this is, in fact, now he's being charged with murder. Now, what is so significant about this, she is beautiful. It's terrible. What is significant about this is, those of you that watch the coverage, so they did empty a dumpster near where his mother lives. So they grabbed it, and then they were going through the transfer station in Peabody, Mass., which is the North Shore. So what is so significant about this, I'm going to touch on that. Now, he's also been charged with transporting a body. He's also been charged with it's illegal to transport a body. So they haven't revealed everything yet, but here's what my sources are telling me. As soon as we hit 500, I'm going to tell you we're at 444. I'll answer that. Here's the question: if they can't find a body, how can they say murder? I'll answer that. He will be in court tomorrow. Where's one of my moderators? They did. That's true about the car. What are we at? 446. When we get to 500, I'm going to answer that. Well, I'll just answer it now. No, they found the hatchet. Keep in mind, they found a bloody knife in the basement. They also found a hatchet. They found a rug from the basement. And then they also found, they believe to be her blood and human tissue that had apparently been in that dumpster. So they have her DNA. Now, I know someone had said, thank you very much. We don't know that, and we may never know that. So, and I appreciate that. But I'll tell you why. See, now look at, and I'm just responding, and I don't mean that the person was being malicious. You can't charge murder. You didn't find a body. That's false. Listen, there also becomes this circumstantial evidence. He was looking, how do you get rid of a body? And they found some of her DNA. And she suddenly is vanished. She's missing. She never left the house alive. By the way, if you could just tell me, we're trying a new microphone, and it would help me if someone would let me know how this sound is picking up. That's right, 415 cleaning supplies. I want to make sure you can hear everything accurately. That's right. He is, in fact, $450. Well, there's a lot of things. Oh, good. Sounds good. Thank you for that. So, now listen, it all comes together. So again, and I want to refer to someone, nope, you don't have a case. How do you charge murder? You don't have a body. Well, it's also, let's look at the circumstances. She's nowhere to be found. Right? He misled police. He was lying to police. Remember what we talk about with murder. Is there opportunity? Is there motive and means? Well, there was definitely the means to do it because they found a bloody knife. There was definitely an opportunity to do it because he was essentially alone with her and their children in their home. So now, no, I did not. Good Lord. Boy, we have some trolls out here tonight. No, I was not just arrested. I was following a missing persons case, and my case was dismissed. I am an investigator, and I tracked down the house of the person that I believe is responsible. So now she could be in another country. She could also be on Mars, but there's no evidence that she's in another country. There's no evidence that she arrived in Logan Airport. There's no evidence that she is, in fact, in another country. If you want to do that, she could be in another country. Like I said, she could also be on the moon right now, but then you have to go, like, what's logical? So we have a bloody knife in the basement. We have a husband who's been misleading police, who has been untruthful to police. We have him going to a dumpster, and when the dumpsters in that area were brought to Peabody, and everything was, they went through it, they found a hatchet, they found a rug, they found blood, they found human tissue. So it all starts to add up. Then you have him online researching how to dismember a body, how to dispose of a body. And then you have him, the husband now, Brian Walshe. You also have him, in fact, getting those cleaning supplies. So now it is possible, whatever he did with her, as far as the tarp, as far as the drop cloths, it is possible that they will never fully recover the body. But that is possible. Now again, there's still things that the police have that we don't know. But I'll tell you this, it's very dramatic, in fact, that they have decided to move in and bring a murder charge in this case, because then that tells me that they certainly, it was a very messy murder. Thank you for the roses. So many lies, that laughing makes me sick. I hope he just tells everything could happen. Well, I don't know who the person is talking about. I'm telling you, there's certain things I want to remind people, and some people are new to the case. When the police showed up and he's sitting there saying he'll answer questions, he's sitting there with his criminal defense attorney. Did he have the legal right to do that? Yes. But does that raise a red flag? Of course it does. So it doesn't come down to that. You have to be reasonable. She could be in another country. Well, there's no evidence to support that she's in another country. Whenever you say it could be this or could be that, you also have to back it up. But where's the evidence of that? There's no evidence that she's in another country. What if she's found? Well, we already know. No, she has not been found. We already know they found a bloody knife. This is the police way of saying that he did murder her. So now they haven't produced all the evidence yet. There was never a GPS monitor on his ankle. What do you think he did? Well, he obviously looked about, how do you dispose? You know what, hold on. I just want to turn down this light just a little bit. It's a little bright. Here we go. And What did he do with her? The police may have an idea of that, because keep in mind, it's very possible. Now, I also want you to remember that they had her phone pinging. So for someone, that goes beyond the reason. You have to sit and picture yourself, if you were sitting on a jury, there is no evidence that he has a boat. And remember, people go where they know. Now, if he dumped some evidence that apparently he did in a dumpster, and you research online how to dispose of a body, I'm willing to bet it says something about a landfill or something like that. And not to be too gruesome, but since people are bringing it up, if in fact you put someone in the water, there's a very good chance that then, right, I mean, I hate to say it, but that the body can float. If you bury someone, could have rented one. There's no evidence that he rented a boat. I'm sure they looked into all that. You're not listening. If you go online, when they talk about disposing a body, they actually say try to search for like a landfill of some kind, or some kind of a garbage facility where then everything is processed in. Now, there are some elements to this. Keep in mind, it's not automatic, because if you're his defense team, they'll get their day in court, and they're going to be able to say that it was contaminated when it was in the dumpster. Where was this stuff found? And I'll show you some pictures. They just brought a murder charge. Again, for those that are just tuning in, he was on house arrest. I think we have some of our moderators tonight. And I want to show you, this was when they were going through and searching, and I did we went live on this, but there's where you see where they were then going through and searching. That was at a transfer station. So, you had that, and they were locating that. And then they had the dogs in the home, the canines, excuse me. There's a lot of water around there, but there's no evidence right now. We may learn more tomorrow. We're going to learn more tomorrow in court. Again, I want to show you, this was the missing mother of three. And where this is so dramatic, there is Anna Walsh. Where this is so dramatic, if you take anything away from tonight, and I will post an updated video on this, what you need to know tonight about the case is, number one, the husband has been charged with murder. Number two, he's also been charged with transporting a body. That's a crime. Number three, it's no longer a missing persons case. This has now become a murder case. That's what's going on. So tomorrow, he will be in court. We will learn more tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to learn, and I'll do a live, and I'll post a video about it. Make sure you follow this page, the John DePetro Show page. It is it is Juan. Welcome, everyone. I know there's a lot of new people. We've kind of launched this TikTok page, and I am based in New England. I cover crime. Some of you watched. We were live with the police on Friday night. But they're going to present to us how they arrived at this murder charge. And here's why this is also significant tomorrow. There's obviously, he's locked up, and there was no rush to bring this. So they did testing, and they must have found, the bloody knife that they found in the basement matches her DNA. They also must have found, I am told by sources, what they found in that dumpster and what they found at the Peabody transfer station. I am told, in fact, that, no, I don't live in Brighton. I was told that matches. So for them to not be rushed and to bring a murder charge tomorrow, that tells me they feel very good about the case. Now, here are some things to watch. And again, make sure you follow this page. We're going to have updates. As many of you know, we were in front of the house. We were at the driveway. We were at the vigil last Thursday night. Make sure you follow and share that you are watching. Make sure you tap the like. What are we at? 7,600 likes. Tap the screen. But some other things to look at, since they're in no hurry. What we're going to learn, I think, tomorrow in court And here is the big question for those that have been following this. And that is, yes, the children are in state custody. 3 boys, ages 2, 4, and 6. But what we're going to learn is, I think, is where was he that Monday night? Where was he? We know that on Monday night, January 2nd, at 4 o'clock, he went to Home Depot, about 10 to 15 minutes from his home. And in the Home Depot, he purchased a tarp, he purchased drop cloths, he purchased $450 worth of cleaning supplies. So where's the tarp? Where are the drop cloths? But what I think we may learn tomorrow is if they have been able to track him with where he was that night. Now, her phone last pinged early morning hours of that Monday, which was January 2nd. So we don't know, did he turn it on? It was in the middle of the night too. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. So this is the Anna Walshe story, and again, it's W-A-L-S-H-E. Brian Walshe, her husband, has in fact now been charged with murder. Now, that's a good question. What was the motive? We don't know that yet. And that is something we may not know until trial. Sometimes it's they can bring that out to the jury. We don't know exactly. We don't know what evidence they have. That could be one of those things. You don't have to prove motive. Again, there's 3 things you look at when you are looking into a murder. You're looking at motive, means, and opportunity. Did someone have the opportunity? He was in the same house as her. Did he have the means to do it? Well, it sounds like he may have killed her with a knife from the kitchen. And then did he have motive? Possible. Apparently, she sold a condo the days leading up to Christmas. And it's very possible that she said, listen, I have some money. I'm going to bring the boys with me to D.C. And the husband, Brian, was set to go to federal prison. It could have been that. He ruined a lot of lives. Yes. I have not heard that. I have followed this case. I'm responding to, didn't a friend say she wanted a divorce? We have not heard that. I have not heard that reported. I'm a registered nurse about to start work. Give medical advice. I don't know what that means. You want medical advice from me? Why would you want medical advice from me? I don't know what the medical advice would be. I don't know. Wash your hands. Be careful. Avoid sick people. So again, they did not find the body. They have brought a murder charge. They have not found the body. They may never find the body. They may find that somehow it ended up at some kind of a landfill type of place. He may have brought it there, and they may never find the body, but it sounds like they may have blood and human tissue. It sounds like they feel confident that a murder was committed. That's right, the Anna Walshe case. They have the suspect. Make sure you tap it. Doesn't he have to tell where she is in court tomorrow? He's not going to say a word tomorrow. Nope, he doesn't have to say a word. Remember, he is presumed not guilty. He will get a trial. He doesn't have to say a word. And as a matter of fact, not only does he not have to say a word, his lawyer won't let him say a word, because the lawyer will now go to work to try to get a lot of the evidence kicked out. His lawyer, whoever his attorney is going to be with this new murder charge, will now start to make motions to try to argue that the evidence found in the dumpster was contaminated. The lawyer will try to get that evidence kicked out. The lawyer may try to argue that the bloody knife that was found, that she was working in the basement and she cut herself. He tomorrow, the only thing he will do, Brian Walshe, tomorrow at court, 10 o'clock, we're going to do I don't know about live, but I'll do some videos tomorrow to update everybody. But what they will do is he will just confirm that he understands the charges, and then he will enter a plea of not guilty. So again, just to repeat, thank you. We're almost at 15,000 likes. Will he start his federal sentence? That is postponed right now. That is actually the least of his worries right now. They could work something out they could work something out where he's doing his federal sentence time while he's locked up for this. Now he's never getting out now. They're not going to let him out with a murder charge. He's not going to be able to afford it. That's right. Thank you very much. It was just announced this afternoon. Well, we'll see if God's on the jury. Now, again, remember, it is very sad. A big part of this is that they'll work on. But again, repeating, this is big news today. And this is news for several reasons. Because the Anna Walshe story, she is no longer considered a missing person. It is now, she was murdered. He was also charged with transporting a body, which is against the law. So you have that. So it is very sad. But tomorrow, the court, the DA, District Attorney's Office, they will give us, and we will hear more of, not all, but we will hear more of the evidence that brought them to bring a murder charge against the husband, Brian Walshe. The guy is an absolute creep. And even if, that's interesting about the motive, he's charged with murder in the disappearance of his wife. There'll never be a reason, right? There's no legitimate reason. He didn't have a reason to kill her. He didn't need to kill her. It wasn't, a fight. He wasn't being attacked. It wasn't a robbery. He hadn't done anything wrong. There's no real reason why this happened. So there's nothing that could be justified. But this evil act, seemingly, it will go to another piece of this puzzle as far as with him. All right. Again, make sure you follow this page. It's the John depetro Show. Click the like button. We'll have a full update. Again, repeating, this is big. In the Anna Walshe missing persons case, a murder charge has been brought against the husband, Brian Walshe. And that means it is no longer a missing persons case. She is no longer missing. She, according to the court documents, he murdered her in their home. Tomorrow morning, the husband, Brian Walshe, will face murder charges. That's right. It could be a reason, but it's certainly not justified. So the body in Warwick, it's my understanding it was a self-harm situation. It was a suicide. There's too many of those. All right, folks, we'll have more tomorrow. Make sure you click the like button and follow the page.